Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Alasiya Campaign. Last time, we largely finished our initial burst of conquest in East Alasiya, where we have truly established ourselves as the hegemon. We still have a little bit more of the region to conquer. There's territory held by Lapithos, who also hold territory in West Alasiya. And there's a little bit of uncolonized land for us to get to still. That is purely a manpower question at this stage. We are working on that with recent manpower buildings being added to some of our key and Comey cities. More work with that ahead for sure. I've also, as I said I would, thought about the issue of forts in my cities. And I think where I've landed on for this stage of the campaign is that aside from provincial capitals, and cities that are on the literal frontier where I know war will happen, I think it makes sense to actually decommission some of the extra forts. I've not built any forts in this campaign, so this change does not lead to any inefficiency. I have spent some money on forts that I probably didn't need. For example, Lea Petri does not technically need to be fortified under this standard. So I think what I'm going to do to free up building space and to make a little bit of money is go ahead and decommission the fort there, and the fort at Karkea, which I don't need either. And I think I'll actually keep all my other forts for now, mostly because, although technically I could decommission the fort at Ledra, I could also move the capital there. And now that I think about it, the capital is at Golgoi at the moment, but it could be at Ledra. And I feel like it would make sense for it to be at Ledra. Yeah, you know what, actually, now that I think about it, I'm going to move the capital to Ledra. Colonizing this should not move the capital around, so this should be safe to do right now. And I want Ledra to be the capital of the Ledra province. And then I think Golgoi I'll actually decommission. Now, in fairness, there is a narrow pathway the AI could take to reach Golgoi around the fort coverage that surrounds it, but the circumstance of this happening is not super high. And the AI likes to siege forts over going for unfortified cities. That's misadventurer behavior. The AI hasn't thought to do that yet. So let's go ahead and decommission that fort as well. This will save us a little bit on fort maintenance, which we're also reducing with ignored garrison. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good way to approach it. So now we actually do just have the provincial capitals and our actual capital be fortified. If we had other frontier cities on our island, we would keep those forts if they were fortified. I don't know if I'd build a fort in a situation like that if it wasn't fortified. But once we are conquering on the mainland, we will generally try to keep the frontier fortified. But behind that, provincial capitals only, I think, need to be fortified. So that's going to be the way I approach it from there. Now, with the money that we have accrued, let's see what we can do to further thing. So I could get a theater going in Golgoi. Or, you know what? Hold on. I do have a sick son, don't I? Yeah, inflammation. He's considered healthy because he's so young. He has very, very good starting health. And of course, health degrades over the course of the character's lifetime. But I can seek treatment. And I think what this does is it has his scheme be seek treatment. I don't think it makes my scheme seeking treatment for him. He could also, though, recover on his own, and 200 gold is a lot. I think I'm going to roll the dice that he's going to recover. If his inflammation does not resolve in a certain amount of time, I may revisit this, but I have to really think quite strategically here. Time is of the essence. Let's go ahead and get a theater in Golgoi. I want to get this place converting, and it has more population than Ledra, even though Ledra is the capital. Simulation, there we go. Alright. Okay, I think that is looking good. Okay, and then I think we're good to go ahead and let me actually revisit where things are. So we got claims. We have no claims on anybody. Okay. We need to get a claim on Lapithos. So let's revisit where we are here. So this requires colonizing this. This gets us 15 pops in Larnaca assimilated. Oh, that's actually really excellent. You know, because of this, I actually don't know if a theater is urgently necessary over here. Perhaps not. If we're going to be able... I mean, this will assimilate everybody here. I should have checked that earlier. I think I may cancel this theater and rebuild it somewhere else, to be completely honest, because of that mission bonus. Once that happens, and this place is fully Encomi, I think it should grow Encomi pops from those Encomi pops. Maybe a few more Larnaca pops would grow as well. Or Lacarna pops. This is confusing. So Larnaca is the name of the town, but Lacarna is the name of the culture. Oh boy. It does also provide citizen and noble happiness, which isn't bad. It's probably fine to keep it here. Plus, I want more pop. You know, yeah, because I want pops to migrate in from the countryside, and they're not going to be assimilated when I do that. Just the pops that are there already. So let's keep the theater going, though it is worth to consider this. Import 2 copper. Okay, interesting. Into Akna. Alright. This is just another 5 stability for free. That's good. Alright, this one here. This gives me a claim on Venus, which gives me my war with Lapithos. Okay. We have ourselves a target. So Kiados has to be my next colonization target. I think that's what I was doing before, but that is still good to see. And then Triumph gets me the bonus. It doesn't give me a city bonus. It just gives me a national bonus. And extra finesse for a Foppy. Alright, that's good. I can also get this from grabbing Kiados as well. Okay, so next goal is the manpower to colonize Kiados. Now, any other provincial changes? I don't think so. Hold on. Yeah, we just became a regional power, so we have a new family. This place is set on Borderlands, but it needs to convert. I think I will actually switch this. This was set on Borderlands when I conquered it, so that's why it's like that. Switch it to assimilation. Rising from obscurity. Alasian fortunes are rising. Over time, our kingdom has achieved both greater wealth and power. Traditionally, we have relied on the ability, valor, and dignity of our ancient and honorable families, but with rising fortune, there is also ample opportunity for new men of quality to rise beyond their birthright. Some families have, to a greater degree than others, achieved power and influence in our kingdom, and there's perhaps room for one of them to leave a lasting legacy among the Alasian elite. Okay, so I can select one of these characters to be a new family head, or create a new family with probably their parent as the family head. I think I'll go for my current researcher, Petru Atalinas. This is the character that I was setting up to potentially be a governor, and then he wouldn't be a minor character, which would kind of reintroduce the problem I was trying to avoid. But I do already have him in a position, so I have to reorganize my characters anyways to squeeze in the new family. Without a lot of like naval or governor positions available, or army legion positions available to assign characters, I will probably have to have not very many, or maybe even no, minor characters in offices and researcher positions right now. So I think it's unavoidable. All right, well, I am interested in this character, fostering his growth. So let's go ahead and welcome him in. The Atalinas family will become prominent. All right, now we have to immediately do some reorganizing. Great. We can drop one of the Espus family characters if there's a good replacement. Oh, there is actually a very good replacement. Lars Atalinas, Larke Atalinas, family head. He's really good. In fact, oh no, hold on. His son is the current oratory researcher, so never mind. Let's see. Has the Atalini, rather. Let's see. I'd have her for a lot longer. I'd rather have someone who I can actually grow their status, grow their statesmanship is what I'm saying. This guy here actually, ironically, could be a solid governor, and she is better than him. Has to catch up on statesmanship, but she'll get there. It's only civ change. I think this is a reasonable trade-off here. Okay. That's fine. Also, I know that I could be doing free hands to increase the loyalty to therefore increase the PI gain. I've largely reconsidered how efficient that is because while the extra PI initially can be helpful, in this campaign, the main resource I actually think will be a bottleneck in the early game is manpower, not PI. And I've had so many issues dealing with runaway corruption in the past without more techs to help me deal with corruption. Specifically, the one tech, which I think is over here, yeah, where I can impose sanctions without a loyalty penalty. Once I get this, I'm going to be open to being a bit more flexible with corruption, but until then, I'm staying the hell away from it. Can't risk it, so, all right, looking good. Let's continue. All right. Hope I have not made a grievous error. And I suppose, let's see, this place here is all in Comey. I should probably get a military, a training camp in Alas as well. Marriage. Larke Attilinus and Hasti Attilini, who I thought were related, are now married, apparently. She's got some mysterious null family children. Interesting. Oh, wait a minute. This is the this is the family head. Oh my gosh. Now this is the age gap of the century right here. What in the world? All right. Well, this is family affair. Let's stay out of it. Okay. Good. 17 per month. That's pretty solid. Levy is ready to go in 3 months. We're not going to be able to get this colonized in time for the levy being raisable to go to war with Lepithos immediately when we get the claim, but it'll be pretty close. So we'll see what we can do. How's a score looking? We're number 2 in the world, apparently. I was not expecting that. Okay. How the actual hell have I pulled this off? I'm not mad. Like, this is good news, but how are we tied with Assur? Are you actually for real? Look at Assur. Assur is crazy strong in early game Bronze Age, and with Uruk, this is probably the strongest of the Sumerian city-states. It's gotta just be the starting divider, right? Yeah, that must be it. Because we have a pretty... so the way that this works is that when the nation is stronger at the start, they have a higher starting divider, which is meant to kind of balance it so that score reflects relative strength compared to the starting situation, as opposed to absolute strength. Because we certainly are not absolutely as strong as some of these other nations, like Mari, Uruk, Assur, but are kind of, in the context of our situation, we are punching above our weight, essentially. So yeah, that is good to see. I mean, that's a good sign, to be sure. Competitive with Assur. Alright, sure. Alright. This is all looking good. Alright, 18 now, very good. And then, how much was this? 151. Alright. I guess that is the discounted price. We'll get it built in a loss right now. Logging camp is almost done as well. That's good. I also double checked, and it looks like slave promotion is not being reset, which is good. Maybe this was an Invictus or Terra Indomita thing, where it seemed to be resetting when I reloaded the game. I did reload the game between sessions here, obviously. So it looks like the promotion is not happening, which is what we want. Alright, let's see here. So this should give us, yep, an extra copy of wood. And this logging camp is also giving us more pop capacity, more civ level, the aforementioned local surplus, slaves needed, slave desired ratio, okay, and tribesman desired ratio. That's fine, as long as they're not promoting up into tribesmen. More tribesmen may move here, but that is not a concern. You know, actually, now that I think about it, I can perhaps squeeze another 6 in here, because it's literally just 6 per copy. So I probably should do that. Let me just do that now. I don't want to take them from Alasiya. I want these guys to promote up. Let's take them from Staloy. Actually, let's send over the non-Encomi slaves first. Actually, that's all we can do for now. Yeah, we can definitely move another 5 in now. Alright. Theaters, or one theater is done. The theater in Lacarna is done. Or, Larnaca. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna keep getting this screwed up. Alright, that's fine. Speed 3 while we're at peacetime. Alright, now we can finally have a bit of a calmer episode, though peace will not last for long, I'm sure. Eventually, once we have our entire island, I'll only have the provincial capitals be fortified. And I think that's just smart for basic safety. Maybe in the distant future I'll feel more confident, but until I know for sure that my navy can protect the island, I'm keeping forts on the provincial capitals on the island. I think that is a reasonable way to approach it. Looks like Toot's mercenaries are also increasing in strength. That is fine by me. I think it's based on the size of the underlying tile, but I'm not 100% sure if I'm right about that. Alright, a few more months of that. Alright, let's also bring over some more slaves. From there and from there as well. Alright, now we just need 3 more. We'll have another copy of wood for sale. I currently get the bonus, but I actually don't need the bonus. But because I don't have capital bonus providing resources tradable, which I shouldn't have, it's not asking the AI to buy my extra wood. That's fine. Once I get the extra copy, they will come calling. No doubt about it. Alright. This is about to solve a lot of our problems right here. Alright, Kiados is taken. This is a limestone territory. This also gives us a nice name placement. Very important. Alright, colonize Ledra. This is going to give us frontier spirit for 10 years. National population growth plus 0.04%. And making gains. So Kiados will get the Conqueror statue. Sure, I mean, if you want to put it there, that's fine. Slaves needed is reduced. Migration attraction and assimilation speed. And this gives us the claim on Vunus. Alright, we can now go to war with Lepitos if we want to. And I think we do want to. Hold on. Before I say that so confidently. Yes, we do want to, because I want to get this. And then this is just going to require colonization. And then this may or may not be doable. Obviously, I have copper available to me, but I don't know if I can import copper. I don't know if I have enough copper. Actually, no, the problem is I don't have enough trade import slots, so never mind. This one here I just get when I get this one. Yeah, so this is just another colonization, which means we should go ahead. Oh, wait, no, I have to colonize this as well to complete this one. Alright, so it's going to be a wait anyways. Alright, so Lepitos is currently fighting Vuni, so I may as well just go to war with them now. I also think it makes sense to try to annex everything, and that will be my entry point into West Alasiya. I think that's fine. I'll find someone to govern, so let's go ahead and get this underway. No need to wait here. I can't really think of any reason to delay attacking them. They don't have any allies, and I don't want them to be conquered by this other country that I don't have a claim on. Although I guess I would take over. I'd get the claim on the territory that they conquer. I'd keep the claim on the territory that they conquer. Alright, no siege happening right now. Alright, let's go ahead and raise our levy. Just, I guess, right here. Oh, man. Well, you know, I should have done that first. Increase fort maintenance, increase army maintenance. Okay, we'll let them reorg real quick. And then we'll declare once they are. You know what? They're at war. I don't need to wait. Let's declare war. Take... Oh, hold on. Maybe give it a tick. Where's my claim? I thought I got a claim. Oh, here it is. Okay. I just had to give it 1 day. The heralds hadn't reached me yet. I was thinking ahead. A bitter feud. The court is bustling with sycophants, claimants, and pretenders. It is of little surprise, therefore, that two of the most ambitious claimants to the throne of Alasiya, Kay and Kurzny, the two sea Velthenothers, at it again, found themselves at odds. These conflicts have a way of getting out of hand. Perhaps we ought to step in and limit the potential for escalation. Ha! Let them fight. I mean, them rivaling each other isn't the end of the world. I don't want to lose loyalty. I mean, Kurzny's already disloyal, but this will make it harder to get him back into loyalty. They can rival each other. That's fine. My steward and my marshal. The Velthenothers just can't keep it together. Come on, let's have some family unity. How about that? Let them fight. All right. So now we have the claim that we just got. Take Nus. Alright, in we go. We can just reorg while sieging. I mean, you got the food for it, so we can just regain morale that way. Let's go down to speed 2. In we go. This is going to be a double fort situation. So, yeah, that is going to be that. And, yeah. Alright, got them under siege. Now, they do have a port, which means this will be a little bit slower, but I'm not too worried. We should be fine. I can't really think of how they could mess me up here. I guess they could hire mercs, but that's true for any war, so it's not really a Lepithos specific strategy that I need to be concerned about. Let me also continue to move slaves over while I am doing this. Alright, now we just need one more. Next tick, we will get that. What was that? Status quo? I don't know what I got. I need to be paying attention. They're going to come blockade me. That's fine. It's not going to have too much of an effect. Yep, there's the blockade. Oh, now it's 8 slaves? What? Hold on. You can't just change it on me. Why did it increase like that? Do I have an explanation? It still says -9. I don't know. The slaves needed for surplus seems to change a little dynamically. So now we would actually need 16 slaves here. Alright. I mean, that's doable, but a little annoying. Maybe because of the blockade. I don't think that would have an effect like that, though. Who knows? Alright, also the next 2 theaters are going to finish right now. Very nice. Is that status quo again? Alright. I guess I used up all my siege luck in the first couple of episodes. It happens. Are the pirates gonna fight them? Okay, I think... Actually, why aren't the pirates fighting them? Okay, somehow they didn't fight the pirates. But they did move, so... Those pirates are protecting their pirate haven. Look at that. Alright, if I get another status quo, I'm gonna scream. Okay, supply shortage. No screaming for now. Probably soon, though. Oh, we must have gotten a disease outbreak, because I don't know where my strength went. That's fine. We'll replenish from the manpower. I wish I could be just building up manpower for colonization, but no longer importing fish. Wait, what is this? We lost our fish import. Can I have it back? Oh, Jaffa must have taken over whoever that was. I'll trade with the... Oh wait, no, we only had a fish import. Okay, hold on. Let me re-evaluate. That's fine. Let's see. I really can't reach too much right now. I guess livestock. It's 0.3 per month. Trade in more Edlin sheep. The Domasek campaign flashbacks are starting already. The livestock trade. Alright, come on. Supply shortage. Alright, that's a good event. I'd like to see some food or water shortages, but supply shortage is acceptable. what do we get? Food shortage. There we go. That's what I like to see. All right. 20%. What are we? Not there. What are we here? 60%. Training camp's done. 5%. Jesus. All right. 36%. Keep at it. Yeah, definitely glad I grabbed Ishara. That was a wise move. Food shortage? Alright, good. We're in the positives now. Love to see it. Nearly back up at full strength as well. Hold on. Do I have room in Realanza? Yeah, I do. Is the 3 freemen here enough to justify manpower? We'll revisit that when we have money. Scandal is unfortunately a part of the average day at the Alasian court. Ordinarily, we would simply ignore such petty squabbles. However, on this occasion, the esteemed K. Velthin author was found in flagrante delicto with his lover, Ucel Mephentis, by his spouse, Hasthi Espui. Alright, so this is my Marshal, one of my 2 claimant relatives who are causing tons of problems. So he was having some fun with Ucel, and his wife noticed. Not a good look. Hasthi, the spouse, overcome with despair, has appealed to the court to have Kay stripped of office as a punishment for his brazenly public vice. I mean, this guy's already hard enough to deal with, being a pretender. I could just do this and then rehire him, to be completely honest. I could also get rid of him, potentially, by wounding him, but he's actually a good... Well, hold on, wait a minute. Did he lose some stats, or did I actually assign a 7 martial character to be my marshal? We definitely have some other alternatives available. You know what? But then again... No, hold on, I've got 4 of 2 for the Velthin author family. When did I put more Velthin authors in here? I thought I was low on that. Okay, well... I guess we will fire him. We won't tolerate public infidelity. Alright, new marshal. Let's bring in Vanilla Espui, I think. Let's see. Abrasive and stubborn. Let's actually bring in Fulu Atilinus. He's a little bit worse, but he has much better loyalty traits, and his family needs more slots for safety, so... He also has higher statesmanship as well. Let's bring him in. We don't have any merc maintenance going on right now anyways, so that's fine. Alright. Yeah, in Realanza, I could potentially build a training camp, but I won't right now. Supply shortage, alright, that's good. That's the right direction, at least. It's not a disease outbreak or anything like that. Okay. 2 per month is pretty solid. Legitimacy is looking pretty steady. How's my son doing? Still has inflammation. Defender's Desert, right? That's a good sign. Is this under siege? Doesn't seem to be. It probably can't be under siege from Vuni. They probably don't have the strength. Hasthi is truly a dire advisor. This is my royal tutor. People laugh openly at stories of her sheer inability to lead. I think she's fine. 8 finesse, or I mean 8 charisma. All right, 5 popularity for that. That is, we just got over 50 as well. Ugh, rough. I hate those events. 5 stability for dire advisor feels a little overtuned, but what can you do? Alright, let's see here. Supply shortage? Good. I'm having a really fun time with this campaign. It's really nice to be back, honestly. It took such a long time to take a break from making content, and it feels so nice to be back and to be working on projects again. Now this location here will... This is a little tricky because it will be on my frontier. Actually, it won't be on my frontier because I'm also going to get this. So this I'm probably going to defortify and leave the port there. But I will build a theater over here once I have the money in 100 trillion years at this rate. Yeah. We'll make our way into East Alasiya with that. Food shortage? Alright. We're almost there. Just gotta kind of carry this out in the home stretch. This is a very quiet war. Not much reaction from Lapithos. But they probably can't do too much to me against my 8 cohorts. I don't know what they could think they could do. But yeah, I think in this campaign, especially because of my island sort of homeland situation, I definitely will, for the first time in one of my campaigns, really prioritize setting up legions. As I think legions will make a lot of sense. They're going to draw from my... Well, okay, so they do draw from the region, but they are much more flexible than a levy, because they can be raised permanently, and that's kind of the whole point, is that they are raised permanently, without the levy being raised permanently malice. So I do think I want to make my way in the mid-game to the legion laws. Let's see, so this, so I can't be a regional power. Is that right? Alasiya does not have regional power status. Aren't I a regional power? I thought that's what I was right now. But it has the check mark. This might be a localization mistake. Maybe it means that I have to be a regional power. Okay, I don't know what's going on, but it has the check mark next to it, which seems to be more reliable than... hold on, where am I? Wait, no, over here. I have to have Law 2 Civ Tech anyway, so that's a ways away. Law 2 is... Oh, well, hold on. It's only 1 Civ Tech away. And then Royal Army is Law 3 and Great Power status. Okay. That's definitely a ways away. So, yeah, definitely. And also cohorts, obviously. Okay, now we're stuck at 42% progression, but we're getting a lot of defenders deserting, so surely the next tick will get us this win. Surely. Okay. Continue building up our PI. I'm hoping we can spend this PI on colonizations, but there we go. Sacking of Lapithos. Gentle looting. 465 days. Youch. That is a slow siege right there. Let's make our way over to Christelu. Grab that, and then try to catch the Lapithos levy, because we're going to have to siege this as well. Ugh. It is what it is. This does give us the war target, which is nice. But yeah, so let me see here. I have a lot of PI building up, but nothing to really spend it on at the moment. This is all looking good. We're a few years away from having to worry about divine sacrifice. Well, hold on. We're actually basically 1 year and 1 month away from worrying about this, but we should still have enough. Maybe a law change is in the cards, but most of these laws require, most of these available laws would require inventions. That's a Bronze Age change. A lot of the laws are locked off. I could change my succession law, which isn't the worst idea. I could go to family marriage. It also does cost stability, which I don't love, but I'd probably want to get to this sooner or later. Because I have, and I think as well, in the first episode I was commenting how I thought Bronze Age didn't have co-equal gender working. I think I just didn't select it in my Damaset campaign. So some Bronze Age slander may have been said in that video, so my apologies. But I think because I do have co-equal gender enabled for this campaign, I should be able to do this without any problems. But this still doesn't feel urgently necessary. Let me just save my PI for now. I could also spend it on provincial investments, so you never know when you're going to need PI. So let's just hold it for now and see. All right, hang on over here. They may come back and try to get this, but we can respond if they do that. Oh, hold on. Siege just started over here. Yeah, I'm seeing the siege timer thing. Alright, that is annoying, because this means that they... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's not annoying. Perhaps. Sue for peace. No, I can't because it's controlled by the fort. Ah, that's annoying. That is actually annoying. So what I could do, I could take... So here's a couple options. I could just take this northern part, which would get me what I need for Venus. And then once I colonize this, I can get those missions complete. And then I leave all of this for later. The other option is I take just this right now, which gets me one territory in West Alasiya, and then I have to start fabricating over here. But I don't have any claims set up or anything, which is really awkward. Or... I don't have a claim on them. I'm not doing a no-CB war. Yeah, because they're already here, I don't think there's much I can do to push them away, unfortunately. So I guess the question is, do I actually bother to take the territory that's in Philia? Or do I just leave all of this for Vuoni to continue fighting over while I turn elsewhere? I think I may honestly do that. I think the benefits of getting a little tiny bit of West Alasiya that is so far from my core is just not super high. I can come back for this later. Let's just do a slightly also smaller peace deal. Grab this, and then we'll leave the rest for the West Alasiyans. Alright, they've accepted our peace offer. Peace. Alright, once you finish moving on February 4th, you can be lowered. Also, what have we over here? Nothing, nothing. Fort and a port. Okay, so now... I should actually keep this fortified, because this is... Also, this moved their capital here, so these guys can probably go grab that. Actually, they can't because of fort zone of control. So I will keep Lepitos fortified because it's on the frontier, but it won't be fortified permanently. The treasury of Kruthni Arnthna. It seems Kruthni Arnthna has gotten his hands on a lot of wealth as he started investing a great deal of silver into building a reputation for himself lately. Though it is unclear exactly where he found these riches, his efforts are surprisingly effective. With his increased popularity, Kruthni has started vying for a more powerful position in Alasiya, shamelessly comparing himself to our king, Fapi I Velthanother. I could just try to cut him down right now. This will give him some corruption. Actually, he already got some corruption. This will damage his loyalty. This is a family head as well, not an officer character. So 57 minus 15 would put him at 42, which is fine. I don't want to gain the tyranny, and I don't need the gold. But the concern is that this would then cause further events. I think I don't want to gain the tyranny so much that I'd rather risk it and go for this. He'll still lose 10 loyalty, so 47 for 60 months. It will quiet down in time, hopefully. Okay, now I can lower my levy. Down you go. Thank you for your help. Alright, let's see, what do we have here? 7 pops. Oof. Yeah, perhaps a theater over here, maybe in the cards, but for now... Well, hold on. Yeah, let me destroy this port. I don't have enough money for a theater anyway, so we'll wait. Okay, what do they want? Wine. Trade these guys. That's fine. Okay, and then also, let me go back over here. I just need, let's see, 4 more slaves. Let's do that now. There we go. Extra copy of wood for sale. All right. Need 80 for that. Okay. So now, the new goal. Let's also go to low maintenance and turn off fort maintenance. The new goal is to get this colonized so that we can complete that mission, and then also get this colonized as well. So now we are just waiting for manpower. Okay. These guys want my wood. Sure thing. These guys also want my wood. Sure. I am fine actually losing my capital bonus. I think those popped up at the same time, which is why that was allowed, despite my settings. Okay, so let's see after the tick how we're looking on manpower generation. Okay, back up to plus 18. That's pretty good. Alright, let's go back up to speed 3. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do, because I just don't have the claims to really start my rampage over here, I really want to get Matter of West Alasiya next, and I'm really hoping the game will give me that next, which means we now focus on finishing this, and if possible, finishing this. The issue is I'd have to wait such a long time for the manpower. I think it's worth it to actually grab this first, to then also get the stability, and getting these guys assimilated instantly. In fact, I might move in population before that to get the most assimilation possible. Yeah, that's the plan. If I can get one of these other provinces to become a Borderlands province, that would be really cool, but maybe that's a little bit of a pipe dream. We'll see. Alright, we're set up to do Divine Sacrifices on cooldown, which is great. I love when I can do that. But we still have to wait for that. Hold on. Okay. Trade winds. The fickle seas could bring ruin or prosperity to many locales, and the city of Alasiya seems to be reaping the rewards of a particularly good trading season this year. Let us hope this good fortune lasts. Ooh. Okay. Whole province gets 30% local tax, or pop growth and migration attraction. I think, let's see, what is the pop growth like right now? Let's see. I think at this rate, local tax is going to be more efficient. 4.12, 4.26. Okay, I'll take that. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Yeah, in Bronze Age, religious endowments are so much more useful because you need so many more city building slots. Now, the way that cities work, though, of course, is that most of the buildings are a one-of-one, and then you have the repeatable city infrastructure building, which has no limit. Although ports and forts still have a higher limit as well. So it's a bit different from vanilla. It's almost like all of the buildings are the more expensive one-of-one buildings from vanilla, but all of them are like that. So it's a pretty different balance, which is a... yeah. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, at this point we just have to wait. We can't really do too much more because of colonization. As I anticipated, manpower is the bottleneck. That is where we are. Alright. Are these guys migrating out by chance? Yeah, they are. That's what I thought. What do we have here? Curzon is disloyal again. Alright. That's fine. I can manage that. Also, Lepithos. Okay, it looks like Lepithos did lose their war against Vuni, but Vuni only took one single city, which is a little interesting. I don't have a claim on them, and I obviously have a truce with them. In fact, I have no claims on anybody right now, so no warfare for me. That's fine. Alright. Let's see. Let me consider my cities here. Leo Petri should probably get a training camp first. This has a larger population that would benefit from it. Alright, so now we'll just go ahead and wait and then use our PI for Divine Sacrifices on the cooldown. What's happening around the world these days? Alright, pretty much what I was expecting. Tons of fighting. Also now at the... Oh wait, no. We need to wait one more month. That's right. Yeah, it has a bit of a glitch. Or it's a UI glitch, at least. Nothing too surprising happening in the world. Hanuneset is going to be pretty scary, as usual. Ebla's doing quite well. How's Domasek doing? My old... Oh, they're doing pretty good, actually. Good work, Domasek. Moab's going crazy. Alright. Okay, here we go. Now we can go ahead and... Oh, it was increased because of my... Good thing I wasn't spending PI. I completely forgot about this. It was increased because I'm now a regional power. Okay. Fair enough. So we will have to wait one more month. It is what it is. Works out okay. All right. Creeping up there on manpower. Excellent conditions in Trikomo. This is my crowded lumber camp. Whether by happy coincidence or blessings of no one, or just diligent management for the past year, production in the settlement of Trikomo has far surpassed the prediction of local bureaucrats and administrators. While we could simply exploit these boons for short-term gain, some have suggested this as an opportunity to study the organization of slaves in Trikomo, who by all accounts are an unusually satisfied and productive bunch, and attempt to apply the lessons across the province of Alasiya. Alternatively, we could of course allow whatever fortune Trikomo enjoys to run its natural course. I could get about 20 gold. I could lose PI, which I don't want to do right now, and get big slave output and happiness bonuses in the province of Alasiya. Or not big, but, you know, something. Or I could gain gold and gain, for 10 years, slave output and happiness in Trikomo. Now, Trikomo actually does have a lot of slaves. It's got 16 slaves right now. So this actually would be a pretty good spot for this to happen. So I don't think I've ever actually selected this before in a campaign, but this particular situation with so many slaves here, I think it is actually worth it to grab this. Benign autonomy. Alright, we'll see if that has any notable effect. Probably not much, but we'll go for it. Alright, so we can now also grab Divine Sacrifice, April 4th. Alright. There we go. That will keep our stability climbing up at a nice pace. Now we just need the manpower. Of course. Alright, let's see here. Looking good. And then, let's see. I think in two months we should be able to get a training camp down here. Maybe 2 months from now, actually. Oh my gosh. There we go. Text my girlfriend. She's at a at a sale, so she was seeing if I wanted to buy a file cabinet, which I do not currently need. Okay, let's buy, where was I? Training camp. Okay, so this would be, okay, 1 more manpower, so maybe not as much as I had hoped. What about over here? 3 more manpower. Oh, it has 4 over here now, and this is 3. So it just swapped, basically. That's fine. And this also has the benefit from Borderlands. Oh yeah, Leopetri is not an Encomi city. What am I talking about? I don't know why I thought this was an Encomi city. Oh yeah, it even has a theater. Okay, I just completely forgot. Good thing I didn't build that there. Would have been a little awkward. All right, we're slowly getting there. It's slow and steady. Let's go up to speed 4 for now. We'll round out the year. How's my son doing? Still has inflammation. Okay. Well, he's still healthy, so hopefully it all works out. Friends in high places. Maruke, as supposed for reasons known only to himself, has begun voicing his opinion in support of Foppy wherever the court assembles. Such sycophantic actions may be tiresome, but a voice for is better than a voice against. So I could become friends with him. This is another family head. I think I should become friends with him. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to not become friends with him. We shall put up with it. Friends in high places. I'll take it. Peter does cross the border from Samaria over in Canaan. Okay, they were probably just killed by... who the hell even did kill them? Where's Samaria? It's around here somewhere. Wait. Oh, fleeing from Samaria. This is the Japhans. Okay, so Jaffa was killed by Samaria. That makes more sense. Okay. I don't care. Put them to death. No concern of mine. Alright, apparently we're above Wasset. I don't know how we're pulling this off. Crazy. That score divider just does crazy work when you have a little bit of an edge. Let's go down to speed 2. Okay, January 1st, 795. Oh, I just remembered we can now do another war council, so that will give us a claim while we're waiting. That's quite nice, actually. All right, so who to go for now? I think I actually still want to go for Ishara. I think we're going to really focus on Ishara early game to get everyone assimilated as soon as possible. Let's continue worshipping Ishara. Gods are smiling. All right, let us go ahead and, where am I going? Call that War Council. War Council assembles. All Alasiya sleeps as the War Council drags on well into the night. Assembled are 3 brilliant Alasian minds, summoned to provide insight, each determined to convince us of the validity of their argument. Fulu, the author of several tactical traces, this is my marshal. Hasthi, a well-known rogue and philanderer. And Hasthi, the other Hasthi, so this is my master of the guard and my high priest, an advisor of uncertain standing. The debate quickly descends into anarchy, with each party determined to make their feelings known. However, the calm voice of our king cuts across the ongoing arguments with one short phrase. Kira must be destroyed. Is that so? Okay, well, I suppose that's a direction we can go. So Kira is the consensus. I'll just get loyalty with everyone and I get a claim on Kira. We have a consensus. All right. Probably wouldn't have been my... actually, we only technically border 2 countries, Kira and Lapithos. And we have a truce with them, so that's probably why we got the Kira claim. Okay, these guys are currently fighting Vuni, so we have a repeat of this situation that we were in earlier. So, does it make sense to go to war with them right this second? I think actually not. I want to still get my other colonizations so that I can get more claims up and running. I think this claim should survive if Vunoi annexes them, so we'll see. But I'm not going to go to war with them right now. I want to enter West Alasiya with more than just one claim ready to go, so I can then chain my invasions the way that I did in East Alasiya. So let's continue to wait. We have a pretty good thing going right now. No need to be hasty here. In fact, I actually think it may make sense to possibly dismantle the fort here. No, this is the capital. What am I talking about? Let's not do that. That would be ill-advised. I could also get a holy site up and running. I want to make sure I get some of these holy sites before the many, many Canaanite countries are able to get to them. And some of these countries have some pretty strong economies, so they can definitely afford it. Let's review what a holy site is going to need. Also, what does a metropolis need? Herb 3. Okay. Ways away from that. 300 gold, 50 PI. That's definitely doable in this campaign. Yeah, local city building slot is actually way stronger than before. And more tax as well. Okay. Definitely thinking about it. Being able to grab a holy site for Ishara or for Baal Hadad could be really good, because the manpower recovery speed is really coming in clutch. Now, the alternative idea is I could actually switch out Baal Hadad for Kamish for the manpower recovery Omen, which is going to scale more with Omen power. But this will also scale up. The passive would scale up if I had a Baal Hadad holy site. And then I also may worship Baal Hadad in the future if I'm fighting more dangerous wars, such as when I fight in Canaan or Egypt or elsewhere. The manpower will be more and more necessary as the campaign goes on. So, things to consider here. I think securing Baal Hadad is pretty important. Yeah, I think so. I think Baal Hadad should be the first holy site. Even though I'm not currently focusing on their Omen, it would boost the passive, which I would still get the benefit of. Yeah. It improves both their modifiers, not just the passive. Okay, I think we're looking good to just unpause here, but let me just check really quick. Anything else I need to review? I don't think so. I think we're looking good. So we just need to continue building up our manpower. It is what it is. Still at 8. That's fine. They're also fortifying Irini now. Okay. Their navy is dying in my harbor, which is kind of funny. That's fine. We have a daughter born to Fabi the First Velthanauthor named Arsna. Alright. Welcome to the world, Arsna. A little late to the party. That's fine. You're one of my many children. I also wonder if I changed my succession law, if Raku, who is the twin of Velche, would actually be considered the new heir. She's first in the order, which makes me think she's considered a little older, but they're also twins, so it's hard to tell how that would work. Who knows? I could really use those events that give me free manpower. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, you know what? I also could, what I could do, I could, where is it? It is over here, right? Triumphal coins, 2.5k. I think this is nerfed from the vanilla game. I wouldn't even get the full thing, but if I could get this, that'd be crazy strong. Yeah, I completely forgot about triumphal coins. I think it's 5k in vanilla, but I think it's because of the unit size changes. I think it scales based on unit size. So 2.5k manpower, I actually almost have that much maximum available. That's like multiple colonizations right there. It's pretty strong. Definitely pretty strong. Alright. So where first, though, is the question. I think I do need to get Alaminos first in order to get this assimilation thing dealt with. And then I can do Decomo. It's annoying that I have to wait so long, but At least I'll be able to beat Maveraki to it, unless they get it first, in which case I will be very upset. Almost there, just a few more months. Barbs have taken over Carpanisi. Really? Alright. I don't think I... Oh, I should have clicked that. I don't need to know that. Next time that happens, I will click that. That's fine. How are we looking on our situation here? Alasiya, pretty solid. Training camp over there is done. Nice. Alright, this is now pretty quick. Keep at it. Once Leo Petri mostly assimilates, I think I will switch Alasiya to Borderlands, which will have a pretty big effect. Yeah, up to plus 18 now on the manpower gain. But for now, the faith of Hasti. Never has a more devout woman existed than Hasti. Oop, this sounds like stability. Yes, 18 gold for 6 stability. Say no more. Glory to Hasti. Thank you for that. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Alright, Alaminos, the time has come. Welcome to the Kingdom of Alasiya. Yes, alright, there we go. Into East Alasiya. Now, let's move in everyone that we can from the surrounding area that is Lakarna. So we have to spend whatever gold we have here. We also get a couple of lumber camps over here. Very interesting. We'll come back to that. Was it up to 15 it said? Yeah. That's, yeah. Three more. Okay. That is 15. 90 loyalty or higher. We'll get this while we're waiting for this. Alright, what do we get here? Enkomi, all Enkomi. We got everyone changed. That's excellent. That is excellent. Okay. Now, the issue is all of these random pops over here that are still Lakarna. A lot of these are tribesmen and slaves. They still will take a long time to convert. But the Larnaca city is now a completely Enkomi city. Now, here's the question. Do I start treating the city as one of my core cities and replace the theater with a training camp? Or do I try some other thing? I think because the entire province is still mid-assimilation. Let's see. Op info. It's about 1%. A lot of them are nearly there. I think I actually, because the population here is so high, I think it makes sense to actually... Well, hold on. It's still only 40% in total. Let's keep it going on cultural assimilation. But I will start to treat Larnaca, because this population here is not going to be moving out of Larnaca. Right? Because who's leaving? Oh, I spoke too soon. Why is this noble going here? What are you doing? Dingus maneuver. There's room for you here. Don't leave. Oh, come on, bro. Why are you going over here? Okay, whatever. I'm going to treat Larnaca as a core city. Hold on. Who's moving in here? It's all these tribesmen. You know what? I'm going to keep the theater here. We're going to get more manpower anyways. Let's keep the theater here. All these tribesmen are coming into the city. They can convert. There's more time ahead for this to fully become a Enkomi city. So let's keep things as they are. But I am interested in maybe getting some of these many wood territories set up to be lumber logging camps. So once we have more money, we'll revisit that. Okay, then what do we have over here? Fish. Okay, that's fine. All right, almost there. Just gotta get Decomo now. If these guys colonize it, I will be... then actually, that's actually not bad, because then I can just attack them, because I have that claim on them. But we are on the way. Liberation! The Council of Larnaca has taken it upon themselves to free a sizable quantity of slaves. We should intervene if we think it's best. Letting slaves get too comfortable could have repercussions. You know, actually, this is kind of amazing. I would love some of these slaves to become freemen. Absolutely. For freedom. Popularity for Foppy. And this means more manpower for me. Look at that. That's another 3 manpower right there. Crazy work. Good job, Larnaca. Love to see it. Alright. Just gotta continue the endless crawl towards 750 manpower. I could really use some of the event where you like are building a statue or whatever, and they offer you 5k manpower. Please, I beg of you, give me that event right now. I would be so relieved if I could just get that event. That would be swell. That would be great, but probably not. What is happening out in the world? Tarsa going kind of crazy as well. Yeah, now we will of course need a navy, but for now I am focusing on my island. Once we fully control the island, I think the plan will be, like I said before, only have the provincial capitals have forts, and then rely on my navy to protect everything else. What's the naval strength in the world out there? Not too much. Oh, Ugarit has 4. Okay, anyone else have anything? Ugarit seems to be the most navally oriented civ near me, and they also have Thalassacracy. I think Ugarit is planning to have a naval game here, and they're also quite close to me. Potential ally, actually, now that I think about it. Having a mainland ally could be interesting for a few reasons. For one thing, it would give me something to do on the mainland that's not literal conquest. It would also allow me to start throwing my weight around on the mainland as well, militarily, which could be good. We'll see. Okay, 19 per month. Good to see. That's my research like. 46%. I could also improve it quite a bit by getting off of harsh taxation. But I don't think I have enough yet to really do that pivot. I need to really fully commit to it to make it worth it. Or we're nowhere near getting... Well, hold on. Maybe I speak too soon. Triumphal coins would really be such a huge deal here. What would I need to do? Let's just consider. That's not that much. That's a couple years shaved off right there. Yeah, 58%. This can go further too. If I just had one more slot, this would make such a big difference over here. I don't want to destroy the port because then this pirate fleet will relocate. Actually, they may not they may just leave, but they'll come back because the pirate haven is here. But I think at the moment my economy isn't strong enough that it's better to lose out on the research. It's a pretty big effect. We'll keep it there. Alright, we can now grab this because we have enough loyalty, 5 stability. I'll take it, thank you. Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good. Although, well, yeah, because there's going to be what? So 750, 1500. Let me actually count because I can't do math that well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the 9th is the one that we're working on right now. So we've got 9 more instances of spending 750, assuming that none of these are colonized and there's no decolonizations. Oh boy. So yeah, we're going to need a lot of manpower just to get our island fully occupied. But we will continue to work on that, and this is actually a good stopping point for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.